So I wanted to do a quick review of the movie 99 River Street, which is a 1953 black and white crime noir film, and I thought it was excellent. I've never heard of this film before. I had an old friend actually recommended this because he's also into older black and white crime movies like this. And I find that I really enjoy not just the genre of crime noir, I enjoy it when it's from the past. Because yes, it still explores shady gray morality and kind of questionable good and evil, what side is the hero on and so on. But it often does so, if it's a film from the 1950s, it does it without grisly violence, more adult content than we need, profanity. I mean, yes, there's going to be some violence, but for the most part, you can appreciate the story more, the characters more. You don't get bogged down with, a flurry of F-bombs or grisly violence that I find sometimes can take you out of the film if it's so graphic that it's a distraction. With films like this, yes, there was still plenty of violence, but for the most part it's punching or grappling, or at one point probably the worst scene of the film is a guy gets whacked on the head with some chains. And you watch it and you think, ouch, but that's the worst, and it wasn't that graphic. So that you can really appreciate the elements of the film more, the black and white composition and the story and the characters in their particular plights. And what I also like about this film is the hero is something of an anti-hero, which is sort of typical for noir films. The actor was John Payne, who plays a boxer, who the film opens, he's in a boxing match, and he is losing. And he gets knocked down, loses the fight, and that's sort of our introduction to his character. He is a boxer who is out of the sport, and now he drives a taxi cab. We go from the fight to him watching on the TV his loss in the ring. His wife is very unhappy, and she doesn't really care about the personal struggles he's going through. So we find out that not only is she unhappy, she's also an unfaithful, femme fatale of this film. A little more on that in just a minute. So the hero, John Payne, the anti-hero, whatever you want to call him, he's making the most of his bad situation. He's got dreams of opening his own gas station someday. So he's somebody that, he's down on his luck, but you can believe in him. And what I like is that his story is convincing. You do believe in his plight, and you want to see things wrap up well for him. He goes to meet with his friend. I think the guy's name was Frank Fallon. He was a taxi cab dispatcher, so he works with him. And he's a decent friend. He looks and sounded to me like the actor Alan Arkin. It obviously wasn't, since this was 1953. But the two of them, they get together for coffee. And what I love about older films like this as well is when you find elements like they go to get coffee at the local drugstore. Gone are those days. You don't go to, your local CVS to sit down and have a cup of coffee. Or he gets a box of chocolates for his wife, and the guy working at the drugstore wraps it for him. I can't see them doing that at Walgreens. But, he and Alan Arkin are talking. Even though things aren't looking so good for the hero, I call him Alan Arkin, it wasn't. His friend Frank tries to encourage him, gives him some guidance. The film kind of continues on, and things start to fall apart for the hero. Basically, his wife is murdered by a jewel thief, and this same jewel thief was the one she was having an affair with. And as you would expect in a noir film like this, the hero, John Payne, he gets blamed for the crime, and he's on the run. He has to clear his name. He's trying to get away from the police. He has a couple near encounters with the cops. There's more fighting. He's chasing after the bad guys, trying to bring everything to an end. Like I said, there was some violence. There's a little bit of fighting, but it's not too bad. The guy getting hit on the head with the chains is probably the worst part. Plenty of guys getting punched in the head too. And of course, there's, being an older black and white film, plenty of copious, unfiltered smoking. But The visuals of this film were great. For an old film, it's very beautifully done. The black and white works so well with this type of film. The dreary boat docks, a smoky bar, the hero having coffee at the drugstore. The setting is very beautifully done. The acting is very well done. It's convincing. This isn't the greatest film ever. I'm just saying this was a very enjoyable crime noir film. And what I really like is that this was a hero you could believe in. You want to see him get through this mess. You want to see him clear his name. The actor was good. I can't think of anything else I've seen him in. At times, he almost looks like Robert De Niro, like if Robert De Niro had a younger brother, maybe? I don't know. It's a good movie, though, and if you're looking for just a fun little bit of crime noir film, it is currently on Amazon Prime, and I would encourage you to check it out.